Everyone loves to save money.
And we're here to help you play the best games at the lowest possible price. Hi, I'm Marky.
And I'm Freddy. And today we're gonna cover great games, so stay tuned. The first game we have for this week is on PlayStation Store, and the game we chose is the Turing Test for $7.99 for regular members or $5.99 for PS Plus members. The game is currently at the lowest we have seen, dropping from its regular price of $20.
The Turing Test is actually an interesting puzzle game, although it's got a pretty heavy story set alongside it. It's setting up on one of Jupiter's moons, Europa. A ground crew is missing there and you need to figure out what happens, but when you get there, there's a bunch of puzzles that was set by the ground crew for you to solve. We don't know why, we don't know for what particular reason, but you're going to be going down into that moon and you're going to be discovering a lot more. It's published by Square Enix. It's got a very interesting story, something akin to a lot of the symbolism and metaphor stuff that Nier likes to really touch on, but it's got probably a little bit more of an Interstellar vibe if you've ever seen the movie. But the key of this is that it's a puzzle game. You get a lot of different riddles, physical puzzles to explore, and just word ones that you have to kind of piece together. And it does kind of interact with the previous puzzles that you've done. So it takes all your knowledge and takes a lot of brain power to figure out. Now, a lot of people are looking for occasionally very challenging puzzle titles. And thankfully the Turing Test seems to be one of those. It starts off easy, of course, but you get some pretty crazy brain scratchers on the way. So I'd say come in prepared, especially if you're trying to learn about puzzle games for the first time. But anyone who's experienced in the genre is more than happy to pick this game up because it's a fantastic price to get it. You get an interesting story in addition to your puzzle game. So we all know puzzles are tough. Puzzles are really tough to tackle. And so hopefully Freddy over here has got some tips for me that can help us solve these puzzles a little bit better. So Freddy, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I got some tips. There are a lot of riddles in this game, as you mentioned, and it's easy to get lost or not remember what was said. If that happens, just head to the starting area of that room. That will allow you to look at the whole level again, so you can take your time and solve the riddle at your own pace. Also, if you're really invested in the story, be sure to check out secret rooms for additional plot information. There's one room in each chapter, so be sure to keep an eye out so you can get as much story info as possible. So remember, PlayStation Store has only digital games, but this time we got Target has a physical game of Cyberpunk for $10, dropping from its regular price of $60.
Yes, the somewhat infamous Cyberpunk 2077 is here at a low price of $10. I do want to throw this out there, of course. We can be said about its launch state, but it's in a fantastic state right now, actually, with a lot of hot fixes, patches, and major updates, fixing a lot of visual and, of course, game-breaking glitches, so that now we can finally explore this game to its fullest. And what else more can be said about it from the people who have made The Witcher 3, one of the greatest games of the generation? It's a lot to explore, and it's a whole different world to get lost in. Cyberpunk's always been a niche thing. I personally haven't really dived into it, but I'm really interested to do this through Cyberpunk 2077. And even then, if you guys aren't going to be playing it right away, I would recommend picking it up, because if you're getting a next-gen system at any point, PS5 or Xbox One or, Series X, my bad, I'm sorry. But the key thing is that you can get this game right now, and you can get the free next-gen upgrade when it becomes available, so that way you're all set. You only drop $10 for probably a complete Cyberpunk experience that will be coming to you later on if you ever wanted to wait to get the full first impression. So I wouldn't want to recommend on skipping out on this. It's definitely one of the lowest prices we've seen for it so far, because we mentioned it before on various YouTube shorts and stuff to our subscribers. So a big Cyberpunk world, a lot to do, a lot to explore, a lot of fixes for it, and you can get it for an extremely low price. Now, I don't know much about being a half man, half machine, and I don't know if Freddy's got too much experience in that, but I can always find out. So if you got any tips, Freddy, let's throw them out there.
Thank you, Marky. This may be a tough habit to break, but remember that while this is a shooter, it's also a role-playing game. As such, headshot won't be an instant kill. They just do extra damage. Of course, headshots are useful, it just might take a little getting used to. When you start the game, you'll immediately notice the side quests start piling up really fast. You are free to tackle these at any time, so don't get too stressed about watching your journal fill up. If you're in a certain part of a night city, you will be notified if a side quest can be completed nearby, so you can take care of these while still keeping up with the main story. And also remember, this is game at Target, and we always say this, Target rate card. If you have a debit card, you can just link your bank, have the card ready, so you can get 5% discount on top of this great price. And as Marky said, this is now at a very fair price. In fact, Gamestop already can allow you to trade in the game for $12, which is more than what you buy it for. We really think the game is gonna start getting more momentum. It's fixing a lot of the mistakes that they've done at launch, and it's like a stock. You hold it for a while and it's gonna have more value this time.
And would you look at that? We've reached that point of the video where we want to remind everybody, if you've been enjoying it so far, don't forget to hit that like button. Maybe while you're at it, subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications too. We always want to keep you up to date on our most recent deals, and even really quick one-day flash sales. So in addition to getting our uploads through YouTube, you can also follow us on our Facebook group. We also have a Twitter where we post those really quick deals. You can get a jump on those as well. And we want to make sure that we clue you in on any other offers, not just for games, but for accessories and even systems too.
Yes, that's right. And also subscribing will not only allow you to get these before they expire, but will also start helping us build a community of gamers who are like us, want to buy a lot of games but don't want to break the bank buying them.
The deal's moving.
The next game we have is on PlayStation Store, which implies that the game is digital. The game we chose is Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition for $4.99, dropping from its regular price of $30.
Are you looking for something a little more gritty from the Yakuza series? If you want something more like a brawler, but also something that feels a little bit more like a GTA clone, then I've got a great game for you, and that's Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition. It was a game that released on the 360 PS3 days, but it has a full version with a new upscaling, so it looks right at home with a lot of the modern systems on the PS4 and even plays well on the PS5. You have a lot of brawling and special moves to find in this game as opposed to guns and weapons. You get to tackle all kinds of different enemies, learn their strategies, and kind of coordinate your attacks as best as you can. And that's where the meat of the gameplay is. There's of course a lot of side activities similar to a Grand Theft Auto that you can tackle, and we'll tell you about an interesting one in our tip section. But the main thing is that you get to learn different karate moves, kung fu moves, you get to take down gangsters, and it's of course got that gritty, like Southeast Asian Yakuza style feel. It doesn't have too much of the craziness of Yakuza, but it's got that serious tone that I think Grand Theft Auto kind of lacks when it comes to that. It's got more grounded characters, I will say. And it's a great way to check out the game, especially at that price. I don't know much about being a gang member, and I think, you know what, I keep using that comparison, and I feel like I keep calling Freddy half robot, I keep calling Freddy a gangster. He's not a gangster, he's fine. He's got some great tips though for sleeping dogs though. So whenever you're ready, Freddy.
It's alright, Marky, I'll be the gangster tonight. This may sound odd, but be sure to date as much as possible in this game. Yes, you heard me right, dating will give you information on collectibles and the location of jade statues. These statues will be very helpful in this game because you can trade them to a coach, fighting coach, that will in return give you some more fighting skills, which will be very helpful in this game. So put on your best clothes and get to dating. Also be careful when it comes using over-exaggerated attacks. Doing too many will leave you vulnerable and the enemy will be able to counter-attack more often. Instead, use lighter attack more often, and I highly recommend getting the knee stun attack early on in the game because it will help you get rid of weaker enemies in case you're surrounded by 7 or 8 of them, and you can do that very quickly. Also, the city is very big, so don't hesitate to have a ride with the taxi to take advantage of the fast travel. If you've been following our channel, you know I'm always like to make the deals even better. And definitely, this is a coupon that I always use myself, and I highly recommend that you use it as well. Cash App has a 15% discount on any purchase you use on PlayStation Store, as long as you use the debit card from Cash App. For more details, you'll have more information in the description below.
Now, in addition to getting the deals even better, we also want to kind of give you guys a little bit of a boost, and we want to remind you that we are still doing our giveaway for when we reach 200 subscribers. It's a $10 PlayStation Store gift card. Of course, in our effort to build a community, we want to make sure we show a little bit of gratitude and a little bit of a thank you for your guys' continued support and feedback. It's always helpful in making this channel be the best it could possibly be. and we think a $10 gift card will be able to help you guys out, in addition to getting games at a great deal. Heck, you can get 2 of them with this $10 card right now. So we got a lot of methods to get a hold of this, be it our Facebook group, our Twitter group, following our channel, and of course, we're always keeping an eye on that comment section. Any feedback, good, bad, or any kind of discussion, we're more than happy. We keep an eye out for the ones who really like to follow us and really jump in on the discussions that we hopefully create with these sales and the games themselves. So be sure to check our link in the description for any more details and for a bunch of ways to gather as many entries as possible.
As you guys know me, I'm always looking for more deals, and luckily I found this week in the Target app. I received a 10% discount that you can use on anything related to video games, and the coupon expires at the end of October, as you can see in the picture. And so we expect a lot of great deals gonna come by the end of the month as preparation for early Black Friday deals. So, and this will be added up on top of the 5% rate card. So if you haven't signed up for such a card, I highly recommend doing that now to get the advantage of a 15% possible discount. That is gonna be really good for, especially on expensive games.
What would be a video without a couple of honorable mentions for you? And I got at 2 different locations. We've got Gamestop with a recently released title, Madden 22. Now, sports games do go on sale often, but we want to let you know that it's finally dropped down, at least for this one, since it's been only out for about a month. It's Madden 22, down to $39.99. So grab it if you haven't jumped already so you can stay on top of the season. And on the PlayStation Store, we've got an oldie, but a goodie. We got Need for Speed Heat Deluxe Edition, all the way down to $17.49 from its price of $80. Not only Need for Speed Heat, but all the content that's in the Deluxe Edition. Anyone interested in a legit street racing experience, or anybody interested in playing as a cop to chase down those street racers, it's a great buy and a great experience to get at an extremely low price, and just a great one to have for your collection for any car enthusiast, really.
Thank you guys for watching.
In lieu of a question, I am actually just going to throw it out there real quick. Of course, we are in the month of October, but we're getting real close to November, which for a lot of shoppers, you know what that means. That's Black Friday deals. Now, of course, we're trying to keep on top of all these deals, and we've got a lot of videos planned in order to cover all those Black Friday deals once they become available. So we, of course, want to recommend stay tuned here on the channel. We're going to be getting a lot of deals out here really quick, fast, and you want to stay tuned in so that way you won't miss a single one.
We already posted a couple great ones. Cyberpunk 410 was mentioned a couple days ago as part of our flash sale. We just posted one, The Last of Us Part 2 for $20 on Amazon. Also check that one out. We tried different types of shorts, so let us know which one you like the most. The casual one just captured from the monitor, or would you like more professional ones? Let us know in the comment below. We always like to hear from you.
Thank you for watching, of course, and if you own any other systems, we also are doing Xbox and Switch videos, so if you don't want to miss on those deals, be sure to check them out.
Thank you guys, and we'll see you very soon.